Hey guys, this is Delzy Tech Reviews. Welcome to this impressions video of this LG V20. Okay, this is my after impression of this phone, the LG V20. Main reason being I didn't have any unboxing video or anything like that. I've been using this phone for roughly 2 months. I have to say, overall it's a very nice package. It's very nicely put together. Definitely there are some drawbacks here and there, but without further ado, let's go to the impressions. Okay, so this phone, what actually attracted me about this phone? It's mainly the build quality, audio quality, the camera, and this unique second screen. It's something very unique to LG. And yeah. Okay, so firstly, what I would say, the build quality on this phone is super nice. This build quality, right, you have this thing called military drop spec rating. So if you happen to be very careless about your phone, you happen to drop a lot, this is the phone to go for. And one thing I like about this phone, thanks to its ruggedness and toughness, I don't even put a casing on this phone at all. So as you can see, it's actually quite scratched up. I did happen to drop quite a few times. As you can see, the corners is it's quite dented. Yeah, and I have to say, this phone, why the build quality is so great, mainly is the materials that they are using. So the materials on the back plate is actually made out of aircraft grade aluminium. So it's very strong, very durable. And on top of that, the bottom chins and the bottom chin and the top chin over here, it's a silicone infused plastic similar to the ones found on the V10, but it has a different coating, so it feels very different right now. So if you haven't drop your phone, I highly recommend to get this phone. Yeah, it's very rugged. You don't even need to put a case on. And as you can see over here, with the back plate removed, this is something very unique as well. This is the only phone so far, flagship phone, I would say, that has a removable battery that I've known of. So for me, being a power user, this is something I look out for. So sometimes when I'm playing games, I want to like watch videos or anything like that, I use for one whole day already, I find that not enough battery. There you go, just pop it one in, you have a full battery again. Okay, now let's move on to the next part of this phone, the camera. Camera wise, I have to say it's very unique that LG went with this dual rear facing camera. You have a 16 megapixel camera over here with an aperture of f1.8. So let's say you're taking low light photography or anything like that, don't have to worry, it's actually very good. And you also have a wide angle lens over here of 135 degrees. So it's actually equivalent to a normal camera lens of roughly 12mm. So if you want to take wide angle shots, right, no phones can actually beat this. Even with all those wide angle lens attachment that you see on for iPhones and Samsung, like anything like that, you can't actually beat this wide angle over here. It's super wide. It's wider than humans' eye vision. That's what they say. And I can show you some of the photos later. It's very nice taken on the V20. Same for the front selfie camera as well. The selfie camera also has a wide angle module. It's using a wide angle lens, a 5 megapixel sensor with an aperture of f1.9. It's very smart. They actually changed to this single camera setup rather than the V10's dual camera setup. Because with this single setup, right, they are just simply using a crop version. Let's say if you want to take a single selfie, right, use the crop version to give you a narrow field of view. And thanks to its f1.9 aperture, right, it's actually much brighter as well. Whereas for the V10s, when you change to a wide angle selfie camera, you can see the quality of the camera degrades by a huge margin because of its aperture. Okay, how to use the camera is actually very simple. Same for most phones, you just simply on the phone, launch the camera. And as you can see, this is the normal angle, the main camera basically. And if you want to use the wide angle camera, it's very easy. You just simply press this thing, there you go, wide angle. And for selfie wise, same thing. Wide angle, normal angle, just by a press of a button. And I do realize a lot of people, they don't actually know how to use the the manual mode on most phones. I would highly recommend people using the manual modes on the LG phones in general. Because as you can see here, you have this thing called the AEL lock. So let's say you're a novice and you don't really know how to play with all these settings, right? You can play with this AEL lock. And you see, based on the situation, right, what are the shutter speed they are actually using. So through this thing, right, you can actually learn slightly how to use the shutter speed and play around with the things overall over here, the ISO and anything over here. And I find this auto exposure lock is very useful sometimes, because sometimes I've been into situations where I don't have time to actually play with the shutter speed, anything like that. I just simply play with the white balance. So I just press white balance. I can change different color tones immediately. This is something very nice, which other phones don't have. Yeah. And on top of that, right, as you can see, when I was in the camera mode, do you see this thing over here? Yeah, this is the second screen. This second screen is something very unique to LG as well again. So you know, sometimes when we are watching videos, we are actually creating contents on our phones, texting our friends, you know, doing our own stuff basically. You know, sometimes when notification comes in, it's very annoying. We actually take up the half of the page, or maybe like the top part of your page. It's very annoying. So now notifications will all simply appear over here. And one thing nice about the V20 second screen, right, if you compare with the V10, it's much more customizable now. And it's also much brighter as well. It's actually up to 35% brighter than the V10s. So in terms of brightness under sunlight, right, don't have to worry, notifications still can be seen without any issue. And some of you might be afraid that you actually take up quite a bit of battery, right? Nope. So let's say you put in your pocket or put in your bag, there you go, actually turns off. This is something very unique as well. Whereas for other brands, right, their always on screen is literally always on. So for me, for example, now I'm actually using the S7H as well. As you can see, it's always on, it's literally always on. So the battery actually drains quite a bit when you actually on the always on display on the Samsung phones. Okay, now I have to move on to the audio quality. So as you can see, for my country, Singapore, we actually collaborated, we have this collaboration with Bang & Olufsen. Yeah, so the inbox earpiece which Singapore variants have, right, is actually tuned by Bang & Olufsen. So okay guys, these are the earpiece. It's actually quite nice. If you compare with like the original H3s, I actually prefer the Bang & Olufsen H3s. If you compare that to this, I actually prefer this, because this gives it more warmer tone, whereas for the H3s actually sounds a bit more on the sharper side, which I don't really prefer. I prefer a bit more bassy, more on the warmer side. Yeah. So as you can see, the cable wise is actually a fabric cable as well. So this part doesn't tangle that easily, but the top part, yeah, it still actually tangles because it's a normal rubber tip, as you can see over here. Yeah. With the earpiece aside, I have to say the inbuilt DAC on this phone is also super nice. It's a 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC. So it's actually manufactured by this brand, ESS Sabre. They are known for making high-end audio chips for other high-end audio devices, MP4s, high definition MP4s, etc. etc. So they are actually a very good brand to this phone. Other than that, this phone, what I like about this phone is mainly, like I said, the overall design. Yeah, and if you have any chance, do head to any stores nearby you. Give it a try. It's super light for its size as well. You notice how light this phone is in your hands when you're comparing with other brands' phone in general. Even though being such a big screen device, try it. It's very light. You'll be impressed. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy my review, my after impression of this phone. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment if you want. Hope to see you guys next time, and bye. So yeah, here are some of the photos. As you can see, this is wide angle, same for this shot as well. And the upcoming photo, as you can see over here, is the selfie camera using the wide angle shot. It's very nice. And here, these two videos over here is actually to display the normal angle camera, as you can see now, and the wide angle camera video as well. So thanks to its color spectrum sensor, like I said earlier, it's very nice. The color represented is very superb, as you can see. And as for now, I have to stop the video. Hope you guys enjoy the video, the photos, and yeah, goodbye and have a nice day. Thank you.